The grass. We love the open country of the Rupununi and the Essequibo. Bedtime on night. Though we may criticize it, this is our home, we love it, and we need to keep it. We have that right. So we ain't giving up no mountain. We ain't giving up. We ain't giving up no tree. We ain't giving up. We ain't giving up no river. That belongs to we. Not one blue sake, not one rice grain, not one caress, not a blade of grass. So we ain't giving up no mountains, we ain't giving up no tree, we ain't giving up no river. That belongs to we. Not one blue sake, not one rice grain, not one chorus, not a blade of grass.
This is Quincy Anderson. You know I love my country. There's no other country better than mine. Welcome to Guyana, land of 6 races, 6 different faces, and we all live in love. Guyana is a beautiful country, no other can compare. Got everything right here, so no other can compare. Guyana is made up of so many natural resources. We don't need no forces, cause we got enough resources. Let's talk about bauxite, gold, diamond, and rice. We got it right here. Guyana ain't going nowhere. We got enough oil too. One Guyana, I love Guyana. Guyana, my country, my home. The only place I call home. One Guyana, I love Guyana. Guyana, my country, my home. The only place I call home. Hey, hey, Guyana is nice, Guyana is fun, Guyana is clean, Guyana is green, Guyana got oil, Guyana got gold, Guyana got young and Guyana got old. I ain't talking no more. Guyana got things, we growing wings and developing things. The government real and that's a big deal. I'm singing from my heart, Guyana. I love Guyana. Guyana, my country, my home. The only place I call home. One Guyana. I love Guyana. Guyana, my country, my home. The only place I call home. Welcome to Guyana, land of 6 races, 6 different faces, and we all live in love. Guyana is a beautiful country, no other can compare. Got everything right here, so no other can compare. This is Quincy Anderson. You know I love my country. There's no other country better than mine. Welcome to Guyana, land of 6 races, 6 different faces, and we all live in love. Guyana is a beautiful country, no other can compare. Got everything right here, so no other can compare. Guyana is made up of so many natural resources. We don't need no forces, cause we got enough resources. Let's talk about bauxite, gold, diamond, and rice. We got it right here. Guyana ain't going nowhere. We got enough oil too. One Guyana, I love Guyana. Guyana, my country, my home. The only place I call home. One Guyana, I love Guyana. Guyana, my country, my home. The only place I call home. Hey, hey. Guyana is nice, Guyana is fun, Guyana is clean, Guyana is green, Guyana got oil, Guyana got gold, Guyana got young and Guyana got old. I ain't talking no more. Guyana got things, we growing wings and developing things. The government real and that's a big deal. I'm singing from my heart, Guyana. I love Guyana. Guyana, my country, my home. The only place I call home. One Guyana. I love Guyana. Guyana, my country, my home. The only place I call home. Welcome to Guyana, land of 6 races, 6 different faces, and we all live in love. Guyana is a beautiful country, no other can compare. Got everything right here, so no other can compare. Guyana is made up of so many natural resources. We don't need no forces, cause we got enough resources. Let's talk about bauxite, gold, diamond, and rice. We got it right here. Guyana ain't going nowhere. We got enough oil too. One Guyana. I love Guyana. Guyana, my country, my home. The only place I call home. One Guyana. I love Guyana. Guyana, my country, my home. The only place I
We are a peaceful people. Struggle is we struggle, and we don't look for trouble. Just ask around. But when outside faces from foreign places talk about taking over, we ain't backing down. We ain't giving up no mountains, we ain't giving up no tree, we ain't giving up no river that belongs to we. Not one blue sake, not one rice grain, not one caress, not a blade of grass. This land is all I know. We gonna make it somehow. We will bend like a bow and never break. Our fathers came here and they lived and died here, and we ain't moving nowhere. Big mistake, cause we ain't giving up no mountain, we ain't giving up no tree, we ain't giving up no river that belongs to we. Not one blue sake, not one rice grain, not one caress, not a blade of grass. We love the open country of the Rupununi and the Cde Take time on it. Though we may criticize it, this is our home, we love it, and we need to keep it. We have that right. So we ain't giving up no mountain, we ain't giving up no tree, we ain't giving up no river that belongs to we. Not one blue sake, not one rice grain, not one caress, not a blade of grass. So we ain't giving up no mountains, we ain't giving up no tree, we ain't giving up no river that belongs to we. Not one blue sake, not one rice grain, not one caress, not a blade of grass.
Peaceful people, struggle as we struggle, and we don't look for trouble, just ask around. But when outside faces from foreign places talk about taking over, we ain't backing down. We ain't giving up no no tree. We ain't giving up no river that belongs to we. Not one blue sake, not one rice grain, not one grass, not a blade of grass. This land is all I know. We're gonna make it somehow. We will bend like a bow, but never break. Our fathers came here, and they lived and died here, and we ain't moving nowhere, make no mistake. We ain't giving up no mountains, we ain't giving up no tree, we ain't giving up no river that belongs to we. Not one blue sake, not one rice grain, not one grass, not a blade of grass.
We love the open county of the Rupununi and the Essequibo, daytime or night. Though we may criticize it, this is our home, we love it, and we need to keep it. We have that right.
We ain't giving up no mountains, we ain't giving up no tree, we ain't giving up no river.
Nobody not selling out. We talking facts. Facts we dealing with. Nobody not selling out. We talking facts. I been to Guyana, man. I have to go back. The way out the country looking, man, they left me shocked. Who's ever in charge? Them put we on the map. The men them look healthy. The girls them look hot. I went to a meeting. I don't know this chicken curry. Them Guyanese eating, man. The government walking. 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 This one's for them haters. For them haters who attacking Guyana. Show them your little finger. Little finger, show them your little finger. Little finger, show them the 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 little finger. The government walking, the government walking. The government walking, the government walking. The government walking, the government walking. The government walking. Don't mix me with politics. I yes, the Guyanese critics. I just want the country fix. Man, I come here some kicks. Can later bumper fake. We call it a camera trick. And if you rest it to me, I still give it some licks. The government walking. 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 The government. This is for the hater. For the hater. This is for the hater. We're running down Guyana. For the hater. For the hater. Show them little finger. Show them your little finger. Little finger. Show them your little finger. Little finger. Show them your little finger. Government walking. The 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 government walking. Now don't mix me. Don't mix me. Don't mix me. The government walking. I don't do politics. Just get jacket, right? Get jacket. Walking. Walking. They're walking. Them walking. They're walking. Now I said them walking. A little mix me. I don't do politics. Nobody not selling out. We talking facts. Facts we dealing with. Nobody not selling out. We talking facts. I been to Guyana, man. I have to go back. The way out the country looking, man, they left me shocked. Who's ever in charge? Them put we on the map. The men them look healthy. The girls them look hot. I went to a meeting. I don't know this chicken curry. Them Guyanese eating man. The government walking. 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 This one's for them haters. For them haters who attacking Guyana. Show them your little finger. Little finger. Show them your little finger. Little finger. Show them the little finger. Little finger. Show them the little finger. Little finger.
Good morning to all the viewers. Good morning to everybody joining us across the 10 administrative regions of Guyana and those joining us across the world, USA, Canada, Europe, Asia, wherever you're joining us from. Good morning to you. And you know, they say if you throw a stone any place in the world, it must land on a Guyanese. So good morning to all those Guyanese across the world. Very interesting program for you guys this morning. I have Ms. Tricia Richards, former APNU counselor. She's now an activist with the People's Progressive Party Civic. And I also have former mayor, Ms. Patricia Chase Greed, who will also be here, you know, discussing matters with us. So many things happening over the weekend. I saw the president was out and about in Region 3. I saw that the fugitive was put down by the police, well, I should say the joint services, after being on the run for some time. And I'm glad that, you know, at least that element is out of our society, you know. So hats off to the Guyana Police Force and the joint services for executing that mission there in a timely manner. Morning to all the people tuned in on the live already. Really great to have you guys here. Eunice Ragu Beer, special good morning to you, tuned in from since 6:50. Paul Joseph, morning to you. Mohammed Isaf, Dial Sukram, good morning to you, brother. Hope you're having, I don't know if you come here, you're going to work, but I hope you have a great day. Jonah Bijan joining us from Canada, Derek Drupal, Data Nandalal, Vera Badar, morning. Padma Balwan, Rahim Amarali, in the Paul Narain, Malchan Prem Kumar, morning to you. Takur Bridgelal, Mazo Inshan, morning to you. Neil Ramlukan joining us from NYC. Rennie Passad, Cecil Ram Passad, Shakila Bridgelal, we're going on in the East Bank. Sanikta Sukraj, morning to you. Dionan Suku, Jasmine Baldio, Miss Van Soliman, good morning to you, and also to Deshauna Des. Yes, the nurse. Good morning to both of you. I don't know if you're all in the same area still, but morning to everybody. Rugarib, morning to you. Sherwin Siram, Savita Sukraj. Jane, morning. Welcome to Guyana. Welcome to Guyana. It's really great to have you back at home. And like I tell y'all, like getting to meet these Livewire people from overseas, they're coming back. We're making a difference here. People want to come back home. Eddie Ramnath, morning to you. Miss Ramcharan, morning to you. Marine Razio, Pasad Patti, Shirley Singh, Danita Rupnarain, Pushram Kishore, Dioraj Nath, Asif Hamad. Morning to Akani Blair, joining us all the way from Region 10. Guys, Akani has a program on Wednesday evenings, call-in Wednesdays. And also there's a program on Sunday evening. Make sure that you guys check it out. Very interesting content. Ram Narain Singh, morning to you. Who else we got here? Mukesh Vishnu, that you gone, you tell me nothing, brother. I'm glad that you were able to come home, you and the wife, and see what's happening here in Guyana. I know at least your wife was surprised to see some of the developments. You as well. Was really great to meet you. Take care. Hope to see you back in Guyana soon. Tosiram Chetty, morning to you. Carla Daniels joining us. Well, she's from Maracaibo, but she on the road instead of in Maracaibo at the health center. But I'm pretty sure she got work to do. So that's why she's on the road. Morning to you, Carla Daniels. Special good morning to Councillor Stephanie Nelson Moore, tuned in as usual. Sally Jones, morning to you. Virginia Khan, Krista Kurpasad, Jasodra Budram, Keith Benjamin, Jamila Kayum, Miss Bob, Mocha in the house, Soma Bipat, Anthony, Anthony Fertez. Anthony, morning to you. Leroy Mangal, G and Harry Narayan, morning to you. Rose, morning, 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 morning. Right, let's get into it, people. So, like I said, I have former counselor Tricia Richards on the live. But before we invite her on, I want you to have a quick look at how PNC operatives operate. Now, all of us have a choice to decide which political party we are going to support. And there's nobody that has a right to ridicule you, demonize you, threaten harm against you of any sort, whether verbal or physical, because of your choice. But let's take a quick look before I invite Miss Tricia Richards on the line.
I am part of this community. Right? Who's you?
Now, let me give you some context here. This gentleman that you saw there in the jacket, that is the minister within the minister within the office of the Prime Minister, the Honorable Kwame McCoy. He and several councillors and activists of the People's Progressive Party Civic were going through the communities of East and West Rumbelt. Now, they are on Guinnep Lane currently. The woman that you're seeing on the right-hand side of the screen is Miss Tricia Richards. This is a former APNU councillor. Now, time and again, Miss Richards would have lamented that, hey, under the previous party I supported, I wanted assistance, I wanted to do things in my community, and I could not get that done. So Miss Richards decided to make a change. Now, Miss Richards is able to do so much more in her community out of office as a councillor, just as an activist. She has accomplished so much more. And this is how PNC persons in the community are behaving. Now, could you imagine that Miss Richards and the minister, they're not in there to break up any streets, break up any footpaths, broke down nobody's house, clog up the drains. They are there to do the exact opposite. And this is how PNC persons operate. Y'all have a look.
Hello. You in that? Hello. That's you are. What's the truth? What you are too close. What is this? I am warning you. You are too close. What are you doing there? Hey, reload.
So you could see how this man is rushing into this female's face. Put aside Tricia Richards supporting the PVP now or whatever it is. Just as a man, right? Let me go back here. Hold on. Just as a man, look how this man is in this female's face. Look at the posture, Miss Richards. Hands down, trying to reason and shouting and pointing in this female's face. The disrespect to women is what I can't understand, right? Now, we're going to discuss this here a little more. So I'm about to ask, I don't see her, invite Miss Richards on screen. Now, Tricia, morning to you. Welcome to the program. I think I'm not hearing you. I think your mic may be mute. No. I know. I'm not getting any audio. No, still. Try signing out and coming back in. Yeah. So just give her a couple of minutes, let her sign out and come back in. Let's run through this video again. Now, mind you, this is the reason PNC former ministers of public works. Let me give y'all, because I like to give context to what I'm talking about. This is the reason these three worries them and the person that support them in the community are vexed. The same thing that is under their feet. The things that they did not come to do in this community. You understand? So that is what is upsetting them. building footpaths in Guinea Plain, make sure that the east and west Belt have good roads, resurfacing the front road, digging out the drains, ensuring the parapets are wet. We did. One out of the two. But still, that is what has these PNC people upset. And in this PVPC activist phase, because she decided she doesn't want to be a part of the comic show.
Hello, don't you lie. What's the truth? What you are too close. I am warning you, are too close. What are you doing there? Hey, relax. What are you doing there?
But when he realized he didn't mess with the wrong one. Minister McCoy is not one that plays a lot. Let's try again, Trisha.
Hi, Courdel.
Audio, perfect. I'm glad. Good.
Right.
So I was just showing persons what happened with you there in Guinea Plain. Now, first of all, morning, welcome to the program. It's lovely to have you here.
Thank you for having me.
So as I was letting the viewers know, you have been able to accomplish so much more in your community outside of the council. Getting roads done, drainage works, helping people with a little business grant. You understand, things in this community. Now, I was showing them this video here of an incident that took place at Guinea Plain where this gentleman, as I upload the video, well, Mr. 592, you got to stop it. But yeah, this gentleman here is running in your face, being overly aggressive to a female, and all because you're bringing progress to the community. Now, give us a little rundown on what happened before this whole situation started.
Sure. So, as I said, Courdel, thank you for having me. Let me say good morning to all the viewers who are watching from all over Guyana and out of Guyana. So, let me start by saying that I've been a counselor, a farmer counselor for 7 years, right, under the APNU AFC. And there's they keep peddling this thing that I said nothing was done. I said during the campaign, when I campaigned under the People's Progressive Party Civic as for councillor and as a candidate for the People's Progressive Party, that I'm getting more done now. I have gotten more done than I've gotten in the last 7 years as a councillor. So let me just clear that up right away, because they keep running away with that. So you're absolutely right. I am getting more done. I'm happy. I started back in 2015 when I started this whole activism and community development. It's because I wanted to see an upliftment and development in my community. And that is what really brought me into politics. I'm more on the humanitarian side, but because I wanted more done, I joined thinking that I'll get far more done and reach more persons in terms of development in my community.
Right.
So that's the reason why I got into politics. And it's really hurtful, I must say, that that people who I once, that guy in that video, I know him personally, right? I know him. I was a part of a group with him. The reason why he's behaving so is because he didn't get a contract. That is it. Let me tell you the truth of it, right? Yeah, like I'm going to be very straight up this morning. So I joined the People's Progressive Party and I campaigned as a candidate for local government. And from spot on, I've been getting support, I've been getting help for my community. From the inception as a candidate, a road that wasn't done in 7 years. And while I was a councillor, the people said, councillor, if we don't get this road fixed, we're voting. And they stick to their word, and they didn't vote in 2020 elections. One of my first meetings, I mentioned that road when I was campaigning for local government. Within that week, you were there, Cordell. We were
Yeah.
in the community assessing that road, and by the next week, road was being done, right? And so much more. We had business grants, we had opportunities for young people where, we had a job drive where we were trying to see how we can help young people in the community and other persons.
Right.
We had gold scholarship where we got to empower young people and give them an opportunity to go back to school for those who didn't get a chance to finish. And we got people from that level of not finishing CXC all the way up to masters who are currently doing a program there. Right?
Nice.
So we have a lot of things happening, a holistic approach to community development. And when the elections were done, they said, oh, the PPP can throw them aside because they didn't win.
Right.
That wasn't so. One of the first things that happened after the election, the vice president, Dr. Barry Jagdeo, Honorable Dr. Barry Jagdeo, did promise me like we'll go into Lane Avenue and do some work, and he did. He committed $50 million through the housing sector to get some work done, and we have to go and talk to those people there because they're really happy, they're really appreciative of what's happening in the constituency. They're appreciated because they got a grant for $250,000 in building material and $100,000 for labor costs to rehabilitate their homes. So they're happy about that. Let me take you now to East Rockville. That is another promise that the vice president promised me that we'll go into that area. And we did. We went into East, we went into West Rockville, and we had a meeting. We had a consultation with the people. It was a community outreach where persons from those communities met with him. They asked for those same works you're now seeing in East and West being done. There are persons there who got, I was in housing like 2 days after. For my own, I had to go in for a meeting, and people were, you want to know if it's the old East was there? Tell Vice President we said thanks, we land. So it's a government that's working on pace, and they're appreciative of it. So, I'm not a person who comes. I said, let my work speak for myself. I don't have the time to be bashing the party that I formerly was a part of. I just do my work because that is what I'm here for. However, I'm not going to allow persons to come into the community and, they have this way of lying to people and telling them all sorts of things against the PPP government and party, and a kind of brainwashing. And that has been done for many, many years. I was once brainwashed, I was once a part of that party, and I believe everything they said. Yeah. And I'm happy now that I got a chance to come over. And I don't bash the time when I was with Apple, because if I wasn't with Apple, I wouldn't get the chance and the opportunity to see what's happening in the People's Progressive Party. And let me tell you, it's a vast difference. It's refreshing to be a part of a government and a party who listens to community persons who know the area and the residents there, and they work towards development. Yeah. So as I said, Vice President went in along with Minister Indar, Minister McCoy, and other personnel and so on from the different ministry, and we had 2 meetings in that area. Out of that meeting, from what the residents raised, young people, persons, women, were given the opportunity to be a part of the labor force. They got contracts in the community. Yeah. Persons who live in East and West Rockville, who are now a part of the development of doing footpath, bridges, and cleaning up their community. They got contracts. Apart from that, there was over 200 and something, and I'm very proud of it, 200 and something $million was spent into East and West in terms of road works. I think it's about 30, let me see, I think over, I think it's about 40 something roads altogether was
Right.
done in East and West Rumball. And the people were happy, everybody going along. Persons came up and signed a contract, 27 contractors, total into $127 million were signed in
Right.
East. So we were happy, everybody. Then lo and behold, Sunday I came home because we were up at Babu Jan for the celebration of Dr. Jagan's life and work.
Right.
And I saw on social media that MP Ferguson and Ubrajna Ryan and Rysel Fort, they were in the area.
Walking on your fresh road, the road that you lobby for.
Walking in Trench Road. And let me say this, right? As I said, I don't go around bashing people because I don't have to do that. In the PPP, I don't have to talk up no name. Let me just say that. I just have to produce. I just have to work. And this is what we're doing. However, you're not going to come into the community and be a hypocrite. That is what I'm really upset. So I had to call a few persons out, right? Now, honorable, let me say honorable, because MP Ferguson came and this was a minister. I worked with her. Was a minister in the Apnu government, as the junior minister of public infrastructure.
Correct.
As a councillor, I begged and pleaded with her to get things done in the community. These roads, I asked for work for young people, for the guys to clean up the community. Those who are not working, all you would hear is no trouble, no thing. And you never hear back from her. So she came into the community and had a lot of nonsense to talk. And, and then what upset me, one of the young men who got a contract to do some work in Guinea Plain, they went and they stopped, trying to rile up the community and stop the young man from working.
Wow.
Now, these are people who always talk about the PPP don't do nothing for black people. And I'm going to be very straightforward. Now that these things are being done, what are you saying now? What are you saying now? And it's the kind of mindset that and I say do nothing, and I do mean that, do nothing MP, that did nothing for the community. You can't boast that you did 4 roads in 4 years, and in a couple of months, because I'm not a year with the PPP, we had 40-something roads being done, right? And let me correct that, not 4 roads. You did 4 bridges, 2 that I had to beg you to do. And you put up what I did in Hampton. You're not bashing me. You're showing that I've been working in my community. Regardless of where I am, I will work and will try to see how we could get development in our area. So she came in, she had a lot of nonsense to talk, right? And telling people all sorts of things. Now, one of the things that I've learned over time, because I was dissatisfied while I was in Apnu, because being a community representative, I'm happy when young people could come and say, we get through with a job, we got through with a small contract that can help develop and change our life. I got through with these are things that makes you feel happy. Now you were able to do that, and you talk about, I saw she made a post with some $5,000 and some box of cocoa. There's a mentality they have about Afro-Guyanese. And the persons who sign contracts are $4 million and up. What are you talking about? Politics should never be a development for the persons who are running and you leave the community in the slums. It should never be about that. MP Ferguson came in and talked all sorts of things. They didn't have money, they didn't have this, but you got a big house. You have a mansion, right? You multi-side of the library. Now, I don't watch what people do because you want to say you worked or whatever for it. Fine.
Work where you could stifle your conscience, but continue. I'm saying work for it.
Yeah.
But continue.
Now, You build your house, but what happened to Guinea Plain? What happened to Trench Road? What happened to the people there? You are talking the works that being done in the community. You were both housing minister at one point and Minister of Public Infrastructure at the time. What have you done? I said, you show me 5 contractors, not 10, not 27, 5 that you've empowered from the community and given work and was given work by you, that you made an impact in their lives. So when you come like a hypocrite, telling people what? Going into the community, trying to stop what is happening, but she can't stop it because people are seeing them for who they are. You understand? So the guy that was there came to me when the contract was signing. How come me get contract? This is how he come to me. I said, were you at the meeting? No, I was at work. Well, the conversation stopped there because how you at work on one contract? It don't add up. So he had a grievance from the day of the signing of the contract. See, he came with full ignorance. And if you look in the video, it's only him and her was walking, trying to rile up the community. People really didn't have time with them.
Right.
So he came with a vengeance the night and tried to disrespect minister and disrespect myself. And we held our ground. And the people of the community defended us because they said, you shouldn't talk. We all do when we all was there. And I have a building right on Trench Road, right by Pineapple Street there. Right there, the party office there. Trench Road is like a stone throw away. Yeah. All we used to get is patch road. Now we get fully nice paved road. Everybody in the community happy. So you can't really talk. And I urge my Afro-Guyanese brothers and sisters, don't let these people come and tell y'all nothing. They had their time. They did nothing. Right? You have to make a choice. I've made my choice. I sleep very comfortable at night. I'm happy with what I do, with the decisions that I made. Yeah, they're going to cost you, and then they come back and ask you for help them. And you know, they come, they cost you, they talk this, they talk that. But at the end of the day, you want to make your life better. Who don't want to? If you got a big house, why you got a big house and I still got for living? Who in squatting, who in this, and so what are you doing for the people? I mean, you should be ashamed to come into the community and talk to people. And this is not nobody lying. This is a fact. This is a fact. We are honored to walk and work with people like Minister Indar, who, I like to say that the ghetto love him. Because when he comes on the ground, people come up to him and say, give him a pound there, sir. Just appreciate what you're doing for the ghetto. I saw that and I was like, because he is impacting people's lives. Development in the community, money is in people's pocket. And who don't want money in the pocket? This is what happens to spread poverty, mindset, and they tell you all sorts of things, but only a few, the elites, only they are getting, without our money, people building mansion. Without our money, people building roads.
And the
you don't build a road, but you're building mansion.
The other thing that shocked me, along with Miss Ferguson, I call her the Guyanese hypocrite, and Mr. Royzeel Ford, we had the former mayor Ubraj Narain there. Now these roads, these very roads that they're walking on, fall under the purview of the mayor and city council. And the mayor and city council has not been fulfilling its mandate for some time.
Very long
Based
time.
on your experience there, what you know is going on right now, do you see the mayor and city council stepping up at any point soon or in the near future to fulfill these mandates and take this extra burden off of central government?
Now, let me say this. I remember one time, former mayor went into East Rumpelt while minister was there. At that time, I wasn't with the People's Progressive Party because that was in 2021. And I would always encourage people, when there is meeting, go. Have your say and be a part of it. I don't care which government is there. This is for you, and I can't help you. There's always stay as a counselor. I can't tell you don't go, and then when you come and you say council me road broke up, I can't do nothing to face. So I used to tell them, go to the
Yeah.
meetings, go when Minister Ramson is there on the West ground, go when this Minister Edgel is there in the queue. When the meeting finished, when the meeting was going on, Ubraj and I said to them, because I saw it on social media, and one guy got up and said, Minister, thank you for being here, because we would have never seen this man in this area. So the kind of thumbs up was happening. You know, and you know, I don't really like to talk about him because he's irrelevant as a mayor as he is now. I don't know what he's trying to do. I mean, anyhow, don't let me go there. You know, they are, you know, he complete failure as a mayor. All they did was try to knock off staff at the mayor city council. They did nothing. You could have never gotten nothing done. As a councillor, how I got things done while I was in council, I used to go and beg ministry to ministry to get things done.
Right.
Because the city council was not doing nothing. I know it's more than 15 years since a road has been done by city council. All the different responsibilities are being taken over by central government, not because they want to, but because nothing is being done while they're taking taxes. And everybody want fancy vehicle, everybody want this, everybody want that, but nothing is being done to develop the city.
The pandit need a jari. But here's what I want to ask you. I see Councillor Chase Green signed in already.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what would you say to Afro-Guyanese like yourself who may be fed up of the PNC, they want to switch sides, but they see the kind of ridicule that you are enduring? What would you say to them if they want to make that move, but they're scared because of what they're seeing?
Make the move. I mean, it's at the end of the day, this is your choice. And I said that before and I'll say it again. It's your choice. As I said, people gonna cost, but at some point they're gonna stop cost and then they're gonna want to help them. I saw a particular person, I'm not calling name, see me. One year I gave me 2 contract from big in the afternoon. I say, yeah, you gotta go free the most. No, just I tell them, because like what you talking about, you come on here, you come on Facebook, you come on social media platforms and you ridicule, you curse people, and you talk about who is not soup drinker and this and all of that. Like one time I just put up a bowl of soup because like you can't troll me.
I shared it.
You can't troll me because of my and you know you have to be strong in your belief. Before I joined the People's Progressive Party, I've been watching for the last 3 years before, and I looked and I said to myself, this country is moving forward, and you with your nonsense believing in that, it's going to be left behind. Because the country, the pace, as they said, the government walking, the song says, the country moving at the pace that even we can't catch up with it. So why are you allowing people not to be because of politics? And you know, it's like a sinking ship over on this side, and sometimes I sit down and laugh, and sometimes I just feel sorry for certain people. There are people who are in the PNC that was on the pavement selling. You come into power and then they gone back on the pave. Who you empower? Like we are waiting for. I tell people when I talk to them, the PPP party and government does not have, if are we gonna win in 2025, it's really how much we gonna win by, how much more seats we gonna win by, because you see what's happening. The president is all over this country. He don't mind if you is wherever he is, he engages, he helps, he works. The vice president, the prime minister, everybody. Sometimes it's one of these ministers don't tire how they work hard. You see them in the community.
Indeed.
Working. And it's a fact. They are working every aspect, every part of this country. So as an Afro-Guyanese, you see what's happening. You have to decide, do you want to stay in this emotional toil of what they're going to say? or do you want to develop your life and country? Because these are the two hallmarks of the PPP. Personal development and development of community and country. So come on board and be a part of the progress that we're seeing in 2025, 2030, 2035 and beyond, because I don't know when the ship gonna get itself together. The sinking ship.
Talking about that ship, I want to ask you a controversial question.
Sure.
What do you think the outcome of that Congress gonna be?
I'm rooting for Aubrey this time around. Because I see what's happening, and it's like the one thing that they don't have is unity. They don't have unity, and you see all figures. You know, it's a political stunt, cause them to go into east, but nobody don't know them, especially the candidates who are running. Nobody don't know the particular candidate.
Right.
You know, and you know, I understand politics, and I look at pattern, and my money's on Aubrey. Go Aubrey.
Tricia, I'd like to thank you for being here this morning. I have Councillor Chase Green waiting in the back room. I'm encouraging you to stay strong, stay the course, and continue the development that you have been pushing in your community.
Thank you so much, Courdel. Good morning,
all right.
Pat.
Let me bring her on here to say hello. So, morning, Councillor Chase Green.
A pleasant good morning to you, Courdel and Tricia, and to all our viewers. Good morning.
You are another one that you've been receiving a lot of ridicule as well, and I think very terrible behavior in terms of men and how they treat women, and people need to look into it. Anyway, Tricia, thank you for being here. We're gonna let you go and get on with your day, and we're gonna continue with Councillor Chase.
I'll be watching.
All right, great. Thank you. Right, so welcome. We're rolling on. Today is a serious day. Council. We got a lot of things to discuss. First of all, welcome to the program. Thank you for taking the time to be here. And you know, I saw a video recently of, I call it bum rushing. Americans gonna know what bum rushing is. Or Guyanese gonna call it banking. You understand? We're councillors, without any proper evidence, decided to take a vote to have you removed from one of the statutory meetings. Let's have a quick look at the video, and then we're gonna have a discussion.
And I've just spoken about it. So
can I advise you before you go forward? We have the...
Mind y'all, this is the learned town clerk who is advising the mayor to let's have this decision based on evidence. Y'all listen good.
Recording of the meeting. Can we play the recording to hear exactly what was said? Because I didn't see Councillor Chase Green stand to make anything, but you're saying that she said that. Can we listen to the recording?
This is the powerhouse of a mayor that people didn't vote for going on at a rate at this statutory meeting. You understand me? Complain is a powerhouse.
It's not gonna, having Madam Chase Green, Councillor Chase Green.
And mind you, this is very similar to what is happening at the Linden Town Council, where the mayors of the capital city and of Linden are trying to railroad the system at the council level.
Not be part of this proceeding for the rest of this meeting. Please do by the show of your hands. That's all right, Councillor. We're voting on something.
Look at this Maurice Clayton Hines, who they're still on the other side of the table and didn't hear nothing. But because he's a stooge, you understand, and a political puppet, he will put up his hand.
Voting or you're not?
What?
He's advising the authorities. You need to verify before I'm voting this. The mayor is doing this to witness.
Whoa, you can't go against the mayor. You can't go against the mayor. That is the mayor. That is the mayor. That is the mayor. How many persons? 4? 5? Okay. 5. Good. Let's go. Next one. For 5 persons. So, those against. Those against. Put up your hand. Go out, Joe. Good. It done. Outvote this. It was an abstention. I didn't see some people vote nor in abstention.
I'm a guy, man. This way I do it, Mayor. This way do it, Mayor.
Let's move on.
This guy is such a joker, people. Councillor Chase Green, welcome to the program, man. What were we looking at there? What were we looking at? Who's this guy? Who's this guy?
Just the circus that is conducted by him all the time. I mean, I was sitting when I was talking to colleagues next to me on both sides because he erred in his presentation. And I was saying, this is like a talk show. This is a comic strip. And he interpreted it as saying that I said he's a comic. And then he asked me to be removed. And I says, you cannot remove me like that.
Right.
You have a procedure of which to follow according to 2801. I said, you were supposed to warn me. And if I don't adhere to the warning, well, then you put it to the vote for the councillors to vote if I was disorderly to have me removed. That's when he bullied his way, even though Tom Clark was advising that let's listen to the recorder because I wasn't standing and addressing the council. I was sitting. And so therefore I wasn't addressing anybody. He said, no, he doesn't want to listen to the recording, whatever. And then he went to the vote and he lost. And he's a loser. He lost like he lost his constituency. And he will continue to lose. Yeah, because he doesn't know. He doesn't know. And he doesn't intend to learn. Yeah. That's his problem. And you see, he has this thing, he's the mayor. And because he's the mayor, he can say and do as he likes. But that was inherited from the former mayor. Because as I said at the time, it was massa bull and massa cow. So they never corrected them when they were doing wrong and they were acting outside of the law. And so you'll continue to have that kind of behavior from them. But it will be on a different side of the coin now because they would not be able to do as they like. Right. I mean, we're 11 strong councillors and they're PPP councillors. And I stand proud to say I'm on the PPP side now. I have been on the previous side for a number of years. I started there as a councillor on the Hamilton Green as Good Green Guyana. And then he went back to the APNU. And most of the councillors went there. It should have been my decision if, like my other councillors, Joe Hamilton and them, who left and went over to the PPP, had I listened to them, I would have been there quite a long time. But I like to give everybody a chance and to make sure what I'm doing. And I've said before, I regret not going over to the PPP longer. You sit there and you have it on a Ferris wheel, the same thing going round and round and round. This morning is another budget meeting. They have not completed the budget, but we continue to spend money. You see, we have done 2 visits so far, one to the border market, and having been on that visit to the border market, we would have seen a lot of problems exist, simple problems that could be easily solved, that we solved the water situation the very next day. When we went to council last statutory meeting, we were able to push them to do something. I think on Wednesday, the market will be closed for a thorough cleaning with the fire service and then fumigation and so. But this, you don't have to come to the council to say that. That should have been something happening all the time. Yeah. Money was voted for to get some things done in the market and to repair a bridge. There were 4 bridges on Merriman Mall. 3 was done by the central government through the Ministry of Works. The one that leads to Buddy's supermarket was not done. And they voted for money for that. But as I said, they continue to vote for money without an approved budget. I don't know if we have overstepped the 112 that is allowed by law to be spent. hopefully we get our budget completed by year end, by month end. Sorry, I say year end because last year budget was nearing year end when it was approved. Um, and we'll be able to move forward. How much works will be able to be done in Georgetown by the Mayor and City Council? I am not certain. I see they've made some recommendations for garner more revenue. Let's see how that works out. Because to get revenue, you have to spend money to get money. I don't know where they're spending the money from to get the money. And there's simple things in constituencies that we cannot have done. Simple works that are not being done in constituencies.
The main issue with you is your knowledge of 2801 and the fact that you can pull them up every time they're doing foolishness at the statutory meeting. And I think that's the mayor's main grievance with you. Now, I want to show you some video here. Now, the mayor has been lamenting about this resort that is going to be constructed at Carifest Avenue. But I want to show you some footage here and our viewers as well. Now, this here is the Stelling Abaka Stabrook Market. Has there been any discussion in relation to having this place dismantled, rebuilt, or anything of the sort? And I will show in the video coming up that they have persons still using this facility. So although it's in this state, what is the role of City Hall in terms of ensuring public safety to not have persons access this facility here?
All right, let me say it quite clearly. This wharf, this is the wharf at the back of Stabrook Market. It has been deteriorating for many years. Since we went into office in 1994 as councillors, the wharf was deteriorating. I know the then Deputy Mayor, Mr. Robert Williams, had a project, wanted to have a project on this, where he said he would have had a boardwalk there and redo over those stalls, make nice kiosks, and in the afternoon you could have some cafeterias where people could go and sit and maybe have a boat ride or so. I think.
Right.
When the APNU government came into office in 2015, and I became mayor 2016, there was a discussion with the then Minister of Works to look back at our proposal that was standing all the time.
Right.
And according to his representatives that came to the council to do a presentation, that they would have had it redone. And there would have been kiosks and all that Robert Williams had proposed would have been put in place. But the question was asked, what will happen to the vendors who we have removed from there? It is that we must have a guarantee that those vendors will be given priority. And
Right.
that's where it ended, because they were not willing to give those vendors the priority to go back there, because those vendors were selling provisions and so, which some of them, after we had a discussion with them, had agreed that they would change the trade, they would do different stuff, and they were willing to have a nice little shop of their own and things like that.
Right.
But it never moved. As usual, with the PNC, it's always a vision and it's always a thought. There's never action. And so nothing was done. And that market has deteriorated to the way it is right now. Let me say on the council side, that market has been closed off. There should be no vending there. There is no vending there, but what you do, you still find people are accessing the back of it. They're getting to go there. You'll find people go there in the night. Some people go to sleep. But stall holders, as per se, are not utilizing it. Those persons, some were removed and put on Russell Square and other parts of the market.
Yeah.
But indeed, that market would be a beautiful place if we could have that boardwalk and those kiosks and the intention of the council. But it must go back to the council. And I think this is a project the council would have to go in partnership maybe with the government or the private sector, or the government and the private sector.
But Councillor, why isn't this a focus of the council to probably have a sit down with government? Because as I normally see on this program, boats, container ships, whatever it is coming into the harbor, this is one of the first things that they see. You understand? Why is this not a focus? Why our mayor, despite we didn't vote for he, why our mayor isn't making this a priority?
You got to understand what is his priority. His priority is to talk and make speeches, not action. They must say to us, they could he say to the public, identify one single project that was done by him since he has become mayor, other than having photo shoots around the place and fighting down things that are not relevant to him.
Yeah.
It is
No.
unfair to the citizens, regardless of what they pay taxes. You may argue and say that the taxes that they pay is not enough to furnish them with all these things, but this is your responsibility to find roads, lights, proper garbage collection, proper maintenance of the parapets, avenues, and so. And you find when Minister of Public Works was doing the avenues, the former mayor wanted to bring an injunction to stop development. That's their job. That's their job. They don't intend to let Georgetown progress. They want to have a hole in Georgetown for all times. But as the old people say, the longest rope have an end, and there will come a time when they will not have the hole in Georgetown because people are seeing. Look at the nonsense that is going on in East. There's development in East. You were there, you couldn't do it or didn't want to do it to satisfy your people in your constituency. This is your constituency that you win every time. But you didn't do anything. Now that people have stepped in there to do something, you're objecting and you're causing confusion. If you want to criticize, let your criticism be something that is of value. But no, you're not having that from them. You're not having that from them. And I've said I've been in that party for years, and I take responsibility for all the nonsense that they would have done through the years. Because you were so fooled and thinking this was the best thing for you, but then after your eyes get open and you realize this is nonsense, you need to move on. Because you could do nothing for them. You could do nothing for your constituency if you are with them. You have to step out. And I'm sorry I didn't step out longer. And I have no regrets since. So I know I'm going to be bashed. But I have grown accustomed to the cussing, and I've grown accustomed to all the criticism. So I have no apologies to saying that I should not have left before.
I see a lot of sidewalks in your area there, newly paved roads, rehabilitated bridges and footpaths, and that kind of thing. And again, just like Miss Richards, so much more once you're outside of that PNC umbrella. Now, I wanted to ask you about something I heard at the last statutory. I'm hoping that you could better explain it to the viewers and to myself. Mayor Mentor spoke about a trip to Ghana in relation to markets. Now, I am thinking, okay, probably the market clerk or the engineer or clerk of works or somebody with knowledge about building markets and how they run would go on this trip. But lo and behold, we find out the mayor alone going on this trip. Share your thoughts on that for me.
No, let me say it quite clear. He made an announcement, and as far as I'm concerned, that's a personal trip. He made an announcement that he's going to Ghana to look at markets and all of that. And it is nothing new where these people came and they did a presentation at the council. It was just hosted at most. Oh, come, we have this presentation. We went, happy that they had a presentation. But if he had known the records of the council, he would have seen that was done before. There was that presentation by we had the then clerk of markets, Mr. Shula Griffith, and Deputy Mr. Brisport, who would have done that proposal for a top tier of the border market, the present border market, a top tier, and they walk over to the border green with a 3 or 4 story tier, one to accommodate parking, and the other 3 stories for vending. That was even done as on one of our marsh floats, and we won second with it in the medium band.
Right.
But there's that there, that the vision was there for that before. There was no action being done with it. But the then clerk of markets had that vision to put it forward, which the council would have accepted. Right. There comes this group from Ghana. And I don't know if it is a reflection of the previous group that went to Ghana. And it's a trickle down. But as you would have heard me in the video, and I did ask the question, You're going to Ghana. Are you not taking the engineer or somebody? No, 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 I'm not. I'm going by myself. Next trip, that will happen. So we have many other trips. I mean, you have not even spoken to vendors on this
Right.
issue. You have not spoken to vendors. You call a few vendors the day, about 4 or 5 vendors to the council's meeting, and they left dissatisfied because they said that was not what the intention was for.
Right.
I've been asking for you to have a meeting with vendors, parade ground, call all the vendors and talk to them. Let them know what are the do's and don'ts. No, 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 I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do it in individual markets. To date, you have not been able to do that. When we walk about the market, vendors complain that they don't see anybody. They don't have anybody to talk to, right? They see the revenue clerks, fair enough. But the councillors, now they're seeing PPP councillors coming out. PPP councillors are talking to them, finding out what can happen, how we can fix it. They were also happy that we were able to fix water. They were also happy. I mean, it's unfair. People are going to say, oh, you were mayor, you were once there. Yes, but I was once there. You go back and check my record. That it was, and I had no help from the central government, none whatsoever.
Right.
We had no help from the central government. The only thing the central government...
Go ahead.
The only thing the central government did, because we would have had a lot of expenses, was to pay off the garbage contractors. But this problem that we're having with garbage contractors now, that every day, everywhere you go, see there are new heaps being formed.
Right.
I can say proudly that I had a clean city. I could say proudly I've left a legacy behind. Because if you had looked at the Merriman's Mall, I had a play field there. I had it always clean. The avenues were always clean. It was expensive. And if they had any thought, they could have looked back at the records of 2016 and see what was the cost for doing those things to maintain. But you're doing a budget, but it's just a cut and paste budget all the time, because you're not really looking into the cost for the maintenance of an avenue.
Right.
You're not really looking at the cost for a maintenance of a drain. If rain starts to fall tomorrow, the city floods again. Central government just step in to do some drainage works around constituencies. But you per se not doing anything. We just ask that you clean the border market, to do some drainage works there, because you see the water was overflowing, stagnant water. The alleyways are packed with plastics, but we have workers working there. You would have rearranged the entire market. You moved the agency that was working to keep the market clean, and you put them in another department. You put your workers there, but you're not getting the quality of work you're supposed to get because there were not enough workers. And if you walk around, it's evident. It's evident that they are not able to fulfill. We go there, we sit, we are 11, we try our best. We are overpowered by 19. As you heard in the video just now, when they were trying to ask me to leave, there's one say, oh, you can't go against your mayor, you can't go against your mayor. So whatever he says or do, it is that they shouldn't go against him. But people are now realizing, and they have an individual mind of their own, that this man is doing nonsense. I will not vote for this stupidness. But you still have people who believe in him.
I got a call. Let me see. Oh, Lord. Call, good morning. Hello? Good morning.
Morning. You know what? I have a little problem. I came to Cde Courdel to get his ID card, but they said that they don't do it there. So they said closest to your address, or we don't have an address. So what's your suggestion?
Oh, well, you need to go to the headquarters at Kingston. That's the best I could advise you, and they would be better.
We went there and they said that they don't do it. They go closest to where you.
Where does she live, Courdel? Where does she live?
I ain't living nowhere. Remember, I don't live here.
Who am I speaking with?
Pam.
Oh, Pam. Pam on the live. Let me call you back when I'm done. You got your business on the people live. Let Let me call you back when I'm done. Good. That's one of the viewers that's in the country. Sorry about that. But I wanted to ask you, now at the last meeting, I heard about somebody talking about re-establishing a dump site in the capital city. I couldn't wrap my brain around it. Could you share with the viewers and help me to understand what they were trying to put forward at the council level there? And also, if you could touch on the Stone Depot and the abattoir as well.
You cannot have a dump site in Georgetown. We would have seen what's happened. They had various dump sites, places used as dump sites before.
Right.
You had the cemetery used as one, and you had one in Thomas Land some time ago, a couple of years ago. And it doesn't work because the one in the cemetery was really affecting the residents in Eastern Lodge and all of that with the stencils. So, and even up to now, if that catches a fire, somebody drop a cigarette butt or something, or even in this heat, there's a fire because of all the bushes in there. It causes a problem with the smoke and all of that. The ideal thing for me was that we should have had, if we had an incinerator back, like we had Old Smoky. Everything was taken care of years ago from Old Smoky, but Old Smoky stopped working sometime in 1996, 1997. So the last of it went down sometime around. All you have there is just a picture of what it was, a part of what it was. There is the Hague Bosch site that is being used, the landfill site. But for Georgetown, no, there's no space for that in Georgetown. None whatsoever.
I think I misled you there a bit. You were speaking about actually starting burials somewhere on the mound or something like that, burying persons on the old landfill site. I think it's the clerk of works or something was suggesting it.
Oh, that's the assistant engineer was suggesting that because we were running out of space for burials in the cemetery, that we use the mound. Now, I'm totally against using the mound because I know it's garbage.
Right.
It's garbage. And it was once said that there was methane gas there. He is saying to me, to the councils, that according to his information and research, that methane gas only stays for 10 years within the earth. And that month was since 2010. We are now in 2024. It's 14 years, so there should not be any gas there. And he would have asked EPA to test it, and they said they do not have the test for doing so. Now, I will still object to using the mount because ever so often a fire starts on the mountain. We have problems in getting it out. And would you want to bury your relative in garbage?
Yeah.
Because when you dig that up, all you're going to find is plastic bottles and plastic. Because would you want to put your loved one there? While there was a proposal by a previous city deputy or assistant city engineer to use at the back of, where Savans is on Mandela Avenue?
Yes.
If you go through the road, at the back there, we have space, a lot of vegetation, but it would cost us some money to have it cleared. Now, it was proposed at the last meeting that we maybe seek help from the government to get some machinery and to do the clearing. I would have asked them to put together the project to see what we have to offer, if we got a tractor trailer or excavator or what, and what is needed from the help. So if we go into the government, we're going to go to say, listen, we want to clear this place for burial. It will last another 4 years or 5 years. It will have like 10,000 burials. And we need 4 excavators. We need a truck to cart it away. That's this kind of thing. But just don't go to the government and say we want help and we don't know what we're looking for.
Right.
So I'm expecting that at the next statutory meeting, that proposal will come. So we will move forward to the government or the private sector. We may have somebody kind enough to come forward and say, listen, I can loan you my excavator for a day or two and a bit of worker to help you do the clearing. But we must have a plan for it. And there was a plan. I like to be honest with our engineers and our staff. there was a plan done by a former assistant engineer. He has since left us and gone on for betterment somewhere else. And so we could look back. This young engineer who has offered his services and is working with us, he can also do that project plan. He has been doing quite a number of works and plans and so bringing it forward.
Yeah.
But yes, we do need new space of burial.
And finally, the city engineer himself, Mr. Venture, at the last statutory would have presented some information in relation to the lands at Carifest Avenue, and in relation to research that he did. What are your thoughts on the information presented by Mr. Venture in relation to this property for the resort?
I stand with Mr. Venture. I will have to follow Mr. Venture's advice. I will have to follow the advice of the Guyana Lands and Survey Commission. You can't ask Mr. Venture for advice on other matters and you take it on board. But when you ask Mr. Venture for advice on this land on Thomas Street, because it doesn't go with what you want him to say, you don't take it. Oh, he's suddenly not a surveyor. He's suddenly not qualified to do this. But he's qualified to do every other thing of the city. He is qualified to act as the city engineer of the city, and you must respect him for that, regardless of how you feel. He has his work cut out on the 2801, and he's the person we have to look forward to for advice. You can't say I don't agree with you, but you agree with him on every other thing else. But for this one, because something is wrong with the mayor. Something is wrong.
How did you feel about the mayor's response to Councillor Jacobs when he compared Durban Park to the resort as apples and oranges, local and international?
Let me tell you something. Courdel, you've been going to the council and you've been recording those meetings. Could you honestly say to the public that the people who sit around there have any interest in the city of Georgetown?
Some of them, not all. Some of them.
There are a few. There are a few, and you could name them. And you could identify them. But the majority, how could you tell me about the local and international? How could you? Sometimes I really wonder that we were at the bottom of the barrel. And the few that you would talk about are the few who are trying to climb out of the barrel.
Yeah.
Because they can't stay in the nonsense. They're trying to get out of the barrel to show something. But at the end of the day, they still hold a head together, in my opinion. It is alleged to stop development in the city of Georgetown.
Yeah.
Did you hear them? Oh, you can't go against the mayor. You can't go against the mayor. But the mayor is going against development because you're having all the information that you need. He bypasses the town clerk information. He goes to the council and asks the council to look, vote for me. If the town clerk doesn't want to do this matter, I will take this matter to court. Give me the authority to do so. I mean, where does he stop?
But they're finding money to pay lawyers and they're finding money to do work in the city.
That's the thing. It will cost this council a lot of money. And as Tricia would have said before, all they did in the last council was to send home staff, and all those staff would have taken them to court for wrongful dismissal, and they would have won the case, and they had to pay those staff the money. Right? And so therefore, as I said, I objected to one letter costing $600 for a lawyer.
Yeah.
Remember that story?
$600,000.
$600 to write a letter. How much some of these lawyers cost, I don't know. The cost doesn't always come to the council because unless it is leaked out somewhere along the line.
Yeah.
Because the signatories to the vouchers that would go to the finance committee members don't come to us. We don't have any representation there. Signatories for checks is the town clerk and the city treasurer. And so the council would not know unless you keep asking questions, but those are questions we should not be asking. Those are things that should be transparent. You have a list of lawyers. In some cases, you don't know who's a lawyer representing the case.
Right. Yeah.
Look?
Yeah.
until the lawyer is not being paid, and then he writes to the town clerk, and the town clerk brings it to the council attention that this lawyer is going to take us to court for his money, and then we are aware of it.
Oh boy, it's a sad situation. Sad situation. Counselor, I'd like to thank you for joining us on the program this morning. Keep fighting the good fight. I mean, I understand the reasoning for wanting you out. The lashes you this year at this statutory thing funny. The last time I hear you tell somebody have a seat and learn.
Sit down and learn. I mean,
oh my goodness.
I'm still in a learning process also. I've been there for quite a number of years, but I'm still learning. And as I say to them, you would bring a positive project to the council, but because of the political views, they would make that thing negative. They turn it so negative that they want you to doubt yourself that this is a part. If you don't hold strong, they will change you. But I've said to them, I will never return to them. Old people say, one dog won't eat back my vomit.
Amen.
I have moved on from them. I have moved on. I'm seeing progress in my constituency. Somebody could complain of something. We may not have it done immediately, but we will have it done.
That bridge in Guyana, Paul Joseph complaining on it fixed now.
It's fixed now. Look at it. Look at the jungle that we had in Lamaha Park for a play field.
Yeah.
And that place was once an item on the investment and development committee for a leasing to a company, you know. Now look at it. The citizens will benefit from it. The citizens of Lamaha Park will benefit from it as a play field. It's being cleared. Wonderful. I mean, why are we not accepting the progress? Accept your failure. You can't come back in 2025. You're long gone. That's a lost cause. That's a lost cause. And I don't want to say they're fighting a losing battle. I mean, anybody with sense will see the progress that has been happening, regardless of if you voted for the PPP or not in Georgetown. Progress is in every single constituency. There are 15 constituencies, and you're seeing progress in all. Every single one.
Indeed.
We try to work. I will say I work with the councillors. I will work with people who are willing to work with me. Any councillor on the council, regardless of which side they're on, if they're willing to work for progress, we will work with them. We've said that. We've stretched out our hands for them, but they have not been including us when they're doing stuff. They bypass us in every single thing, and we hear about it at the council. But we extend to them.
I see Councillor Garraway is often he's very snappy at you. I don't know what is his problem.
Well, I mean, Councillor Garraway and I worked together under the APNUAFC for this constituency, and 2 times when we won the constituency. He's willing to work with us. He has his views, I have my views, but when it comes to the constituency and for the benefit of the constituency, he will cooperate with us, working in the interest of the citizens of this constituency. Yeah. I can say that much for Councillor Garraway. For the rest, I can't say. But we will cross talk.
Yeah.
We will cross talk. But when it comes down to action, because we did a walkabout. Myself, Councillor Ashby, Councillor, the candidate for the constituency, Miss Ronetta Clark, Small, Colleen Sampson, a couple of us, right. We did a walkabout in the constituency with Councillor Garraway and identified things to be done. He was very cooperative.
Right. Well, okay.
As long as it's concerning that. But on his own political thing, he got a rant and rave. I have moved on. I don't have anything. But we work together. We work in the interest of the constituency.
You probably ever see what he doing in the community from the council level. Let me hear what's going on there.
There's nothing at the level of the council for the constituencies. Nothing is going on. There are always promises. Since the last council, there were always promises we will get. Once they give you something to do, some lights and so on. That was, but no actual work. We need work. If you come through my take for instance, Stevie Door housing scheme. No work has been done. When I was mayor, I got some roads done. But since then, nothing has been done. There's and some drainage done. But right now, the entire place needs a proper drainage. The government is working on it. We're going to look at that. Right?
We got to get me a mentor to refocus on the issues in the city, because he seems to be very detached from what is happening in the communities and the plight of the people in the communities.
The detachment is so great. I don't know what is going to bring it back. Not a magnet could bring it back. No magnet could bring that back. To focus on it, because trust me, well, he won't be there for the next statutory, so nothing will be done by him.
He got to Ghana already?
No, sometime he did announce that he wouldn't be there for the next statutory.
Okay. Okay.
He did say he wouldn't be there for the next statutory.
The deputy mayor in action.
Most likely.
Oh, Lord have mercy. Look, Councillor, again, thank you for being on the program.
When is the circus coming to town? When is the circus coming? When is the Suarez brothers coming?
Well, first
They're
of
here
all,
already?
I'm happy that they chose the right location. Right? The venue is ideal for a clown show. But it's the 22nd of March, they're going to be here. Aubrey, Patu, all of them going to be performing there at Durban Park. Y'all buy y'all tickets. Suarez, bringing out all them out of, all the clowns out of Congress, please. All of them.
Okay.
We're going down there. We're going down there.
Hello. We're talking about this place so bad. Who got the transport for it?
Talking about the last thing I'm going to ask you. Was this Durban Park constructed under your tenure?
Yes, but that wasn't what they brought to the council.
So, do you have, okay.
Let me say.
The documentation that the mayor is requesting and the consultation that he was requesting, was this done in the Durban Park transaction or whatever you want to call it?
It started with Hamilton Green, because I can recall Bobby Vera, Mr. Vera, I think it was, and someone else, I can't remember who it was, would have visited the then mayor and brought the project document and the picture of what was expected to be here. The same picture that they have on the billboard of what is supposed to be there. Because they were trying to find out about pipelines and all of that. And they were getting some information from the city, which the then mayor, Mr. Green, would have given to them. And what they showed to us is something that the council would have agreed upon. But what was given to the citizens is what you ended up with. And that was a slapdash, because they were coming on to the 50th anniversary of independence.
Right.
And they had nowhere. They wanted to use that park. They wanted to use this big stadium that they were supposed to put there.
Right.
And that's what they ended up giving it. And that remains there until now,
so
which has become a wood nest.
What was approval given by the council?
It wasn't an approval. I gotta check, because it's so long. I know they were talking with Hami, because he was the then mayor. I took over in 2016, and they would have already started, but they did consult with the then mayor. And most likely, any building that's going up in Georgetown would have had to have the permission of the city engineer. Right?
But then,
because
are there records? And then, even if you're consulting with the mayor, it's not a council decision, or is it a mayoral decision?
Well, if you consult with the mayor, it's not a council's decision. For it to be a council's decision, it has to go to the council.
Does the mayor have the authority to approve a project like that on his own?
No, he doesn't. People must understand. Let me make it quite clear. The mayor has all the authority when he sits at council with the mace in front of him.
Okay.
What decisions are made there are binding by law, because the mace is there. That's a representative.
Right.
When he gets up from off of that seat and he goes back to his office, he's just a senior citizen of the country. So no decision made by him in his office is binding.
Right. Right. Right.
And it doesn't go for him. It went for me. It went for all previous mayors.
Right.
But people take it for granted because you're the mayor. You could go on the road. You could turn up at the site and stop the works. You're not an engineer.
Right.
You could go. You could question like anybody else. But the most advisable thing to do is the standard operational procedure, of which if you're going on a site, you walk with your city engineer. You're going in the market, you work with your clerk of markets, where the advice is given to you. And those persons will do the administrative work.
Right.
But as I said, everything breakdown. They had this terrible breakdown in the last council because everybody went and do their own thing. Councils want to turn up places and give instructions to officers. No, it doesn't happen that way. You don't have the authority as a council to instruct any officer. You don't.
I'm glad and it didn't come and steal your mace because trouble.
How she can't get up the steps much as to steal the mace.
Councillor.
She won't be able to steal that mace. And I'll tell you a story. I'll tell you a story about stealing the mace at another time.
Councillor, thank you for being here. Have a wonderful rest of the morning, and I'll see you at the next statutory.
Okay, and you have a blessed rest of the day also, and thank you to the viewers and listeners. And I hope that we'll be able to make an impact. We are making an impact in the city of Georgetown as councillors, and I hope that other councillors can look on and come out and say what is needed in your constituency so works can be done. Leave your politics for the council or for Congress Place or for wherever you want to leave it, but serve the citizens. You can't do it on your own. You have to have cooperation. Indeed. And I'm thankful that we're getting our cooperation and we are working together. Huh?
Amen to that. Amen. Somebody see emotional damage. Councillor Chase Green, take care. Have a wonderful rest of the day.
Thank you, Courdel, and thank you to the viewers.
That was for me. Councillor Chase Green talking with us. Folks, we had a wonderful program this morning. We went to overtime, and sometimes it goes like this when we got the work to do. Excuse me. Guys, we got another entry into the competition. You understand? We have another entry. I was really glad that the two guests were able to highlight some of the issues at City Council, some of the issues persons face when they are realigning themselves, right? Everybody has a choice, and nobody should try to influence your choice. Anyway, it's that time. It's that time. Somebody say bang, bang, bang. It's that time, people. It's that time. You have a new entry into the competition. I want to play it for y'all. Look, what I tell y'all, I love these Livewire viewers. I love them. I love them. I love them. Right? So let me play the first entry. This one came from overseas. We have one from overseas and we got one local. Right? So we gonna run our first entry and then we gonna run the second entry into this go the walk, go the jump competition. Run it.
How we gonna do a body man walk right now? You ready? Stop, let me go. Hear the thing now. Go the walk, go the walk, go the walk, go the walk, jump, go the walk, go the walk, go the walk, go the listen. Go the jump, 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 go the jump. Hear the thing, son. They go the young wear it tight and they go the young wear it a big shot. They go the young wear it tight and they go the young. Let me sing. Back, 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 hurt your body. Back, 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 strong your body. Back, 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 hurt your body. Back, 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 hurt it. They go the young wear it tight and. All them goalie man stand still. How we gonna do a goalie man walk right now? You ready? Boxer, let me go now. Hear me sing now. Go the walk, go the walk, go the walk. walk, everything. Body walk, jump, body walk, body walk, body walk, everything. Body, listen, body jump, body jump, body jump, everything. Body jump, body jump, body jump, body jump, everything. Hear me sing, so make body can wearing tight pants, make body just wear on the big shot, make body can wearing tight pants, make body just. Hear me sing, bang bang malang, cut your body, bang bang malang, strong baby body, bang bang malang, cut your body, bang bang malang. Hear me, listen, big body can wearing tight pants, big body just wear on the big shot, big body can wearing tight pants. All them body man stand still. How we gonna do a body man walk right now? You ready?
It's trouble in this place. That was entry number 2 in the Gordy Walk, Gordy Jump Challenge. This one is local and had a little more effort in there. You understand me? It was the Gordy for me. Anyway, guys, I'm heading out to here. All I want to say to you, usually, every time I go, it's all about peace. It's all about love. It's all about one guy.
All them Gordy man stand still. How we gonna do a Gordy man walk right now? You ready? Boxer, let me go now. Hear me sing now. Gordy walk, Gordy walk, Gordy walk, everything. Gordy walk, jump, Gordy walk, Gordy walk, Gordy walk, everything. Gordy, listen. Gordy jump, Gordy jump, Gordy jump, everything. Gordy jump, Gordy jump, Gordy jump, Gordy jump, everything. Hear me sing, so make Gordy can wearing tight pants, make Gordy just wear on the big shot, make Gordy can wearing tight pants, make Gordy just. Hear me sing, bang bang malang, cut your Gordy, bang bang malang, strong baby Gordy, bang bang malang, cut your Gordy, bang bang malang. Hear me, listen, make Gordy can wearing tight pants, make Gordy just wear on the big shot, make Gordy can wearing tight pants. All them Gordy man stand still. How we gonna do a Gordy man walk right now? You ready? All them Gordy man stand still. How we gonna do a Gordy man walk right now? You ready? Boxer, let me go now. Hear me sing now. Gordy walk, Gordy walk, Gordy walk, everything. Gordy walk, jump, Gordy walk, Gordy walk, Gordy walk, everything. Gordy, listen. Gordy jump, Gordy jump, Gordy jump, everything. Gordy jump, Gordy jump, Gordy jump, Gordy jump, everything. Hear me sing, so make Gordy can wearing tight pants, make Gordy just wear on the big shot, make Gordy can wearing tight pants, make Gordy just. Hear me sing, bang bang malang, cut your Gordy, bang bang malang, strong baby Gordy, bang bang malang, cut your Gordy, bang bang malang. Hear me, listen, make Gordy can wearing tight pants, make Gordy just wear on the big shot, make Gordy can wearing tight pants. All them Gordy man stand still. How we gonna do a Gordy man walk right now? You ready? All them Gordy man stand still.
Yo, nobody not selling out. We talking facts. Facts we dealing with. Nobody not selling out. We talking facts. I been to Guyana, man. I have to go back. The way out the country looking, man, they left me shocked. Who's ever in charge? Them put we on the map. The men them look healthy, the girls them look hot. I went to a meeting. I don't know if chicken curry. Them Guyanese eating, man. The government working. 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 The government working.